All right. Now, it should have given us a countdown, but it didn't. So I don't understand this.
Like I Love Lucy.
Oh, okay. All right. You gotten a lot of views and questions about marriage, and it looks like the videos you talk on, seem to get the most response.
Oh.
So I want you to answer some more questions because I think we've been married long enough for me to be an expert on marriage. I'm an expert in history, and I've been married longer than I've been studying history.
Oh.
So, but it seems like you seem to resonate with people in that area. I'm more of the, you know, oh, back in 1800s,
Uh-oh.
and I can do a
Back in the
comparative
day.
analysis, but you have more of the emotional connection as far as uh, marriage. But you looked up a question earlier. What's the secret to a successful marriage? What say you? By the way, Mrs. Bolton, Mrs. Bolton, what is the secret to a successful marriage?
Well, number one, I think that everybody holds their own secret because really, the secret is finding out everything about the person that you're with. If you're going to think about it, we go to school, we study history, we study how to be a doctor, we study how to be a lawyer, and we go in depth with it. Some people know every part of the body, every part of the Bible, every part of history, but we know nothing about our spouses. So, number one, the key to a successful marriage is to study your partner. That should be your number one top priority of study. Who am I dealing with? What makes this person tick? What makes this person happy? Um, what makes them upset? My husband used to say something to me a long time ago. Oh, you knew that was gonna do that to me or whatever. And sometimes we know, but I think too many people, they don't know their spouse. So the key first is to know who you're dealing with. It took me a long time as a young wife to understand that. Um, and just to decide that every battle is not worth fighting with someone. I think that's one of the keys. And like I said again, knowing your marriage. Because I can tell you all the clues and the keys in the world, but I can't tell you what's going to make your particular marriage happy. So if you're going to get married to someone and take the time to take those vows, take the time to have children with these people, take the time to study your spouse just the same way you study everything else.
I would add you got to study yourself.
Well, yes, okay.
Because you find out there were a lot of things I would have no idea what kind of person I am in a particular situation until we were in that situation together.
Mm-hmm.
So you're also going, because a lot of times who we say we are
Mm-hmm.
isn't even who we think we are. Is who we want to be.
Yeah.
Was I will give you the shirt off my back. Well,
when the winter comes,
right?
Stay on.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I think definitely knowing your spouse is essential.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you know who you are, but you don't know who your spouse is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, number one, you need to learn your spouse before
Mm-hmm.
they become your spouse. And then after, because if you all get married at 30,
mm-hmm.
well, they're going to be somebody else at 35.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be somebody else at 40. They're going to be somebody else at 45. They're going to be somebody else at 50. So you're constantly relearning them. Mm-hmm. But as you're learning this person and you're seeing how you are responding to this person, mm-hmm. you're also learning about yourself. And just like they're different at those different ages, so are you. Yeah. So it's a constant analysis because you can't do one without the other because you guys are connected. This is your main partner. This is your union. It's no evaluation of you without an evaluation of me, and vice versa. But I would say the acceptance, tolerance, and acceptance.
Yeah, because we were talking about when you start a relationship or start a marriage and you're growing and changing, you do go into it with this is absolutely, I wouldn't stand or take this from anybody. When you love somebody, what you will and won't take, it gets a little bit higher, and it changes. It changes according to what's going on, again, with your spouse, what's going on with you. So you do have to be true to yourself. Like you said, a lot of people go in, and it goes back to what I'm always saying about this fairy tale. Oh, it's this fairy tale. And then when the fairy tale changes or circumstances change, then we say, oh, I don't want to deal with that anymore. It's getting to know yourself. I really wish people would grow up a little bit before they got married, especially in this time. I'm not saying that people get married in 20, it can't work. But if you take that little bit of time to learn who you are, because if you know who you are, like Dr. Bolton said, you'll be able to translate that and be honest. If you're changing and you're not feeling it, say, hey, I'm not today, not this week, and then that other person, your spouse, should be able to accept it when you're changing. When you've decided, no, today is not the day. This is not the week. It's not going to always be fairy tales.
Well, it's not. At the same time, it's some stuff about them that's not going to change. There's some expectations that you're going to have that are just not there. It's just not part of your dynamic together. And instead of fighting, upset about what you wanted, do a careful analysis of what you have and be enthusiastic about that.
Because I'm going to tell you, I had told him when we got married that I needed him to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger in 2 months, and he didn't do it.
I looked.
So
I was
oh Lord, don't let him tell it, baby. He was a brick house.
Tell the truth back then, but no, that's not really a fair question. No. How do you handle conflict as a married couple? What is the proper way to handle conflict?
Throw a lot of pots and pans. No, just kidding. Only the first couple of years, then you graduate. No, again, that's just the same as anything else. Over time, it's constantly changing. Of course, when you first meet again, knowing yourself, getting that part of you out, but knowing that you are coming into a relationship with another person. Okay, so they're gonna have a difference of opinion. I think it is hard to take the full emotion out of a conversation. I mean, even if you're a counselor, even if you're someone used to just talking calm to somebody, when it comes to you, there's gonna always be, I know you didn't just say that to me. I know you're not talking to me. Again, everybody's going to handle conflict a different way. I know some couples say they used to get pillows and just do a pillow fight. I know some couples that can just sit and talk about it all day long. Again, these are some questions that you probably should be asking even before you marry somebody.
That's what the courting process is.
That's what the courting process.
Which usually by the time you get married, a lady I know told me, I've never seen my husband angry. And I told her that's a very dangerous thing. That's a very dangerous thing because I don't know who you are completely if I haven't experienced you.
The experience.
So this person can become homicidal. This person can become suicidal. This person can do anything because you haven't experienced them. But that's what courting used to be. Now, I'm all about marriage and I'm all about love, but I'm also about strong marriages and lasting marriages.
Yeah.
Take the time. We take more time in picking our shoes,
Right.
our clothes.
That's what I'm saying.
Where we gonna go on vacation.
Watching a series all the way to the end.
Right. Yeah, than we do before we start living with somebody. Oh, we like each other. We together, move in.
Yeah.
You know,
the sexual chemistry is there, so that's everything.
Right.
All of that is emotion.
Before I tie my money, my children, my family to this person, I really need to say, okay, let's take some time. Because if she had never seen her husband mad, how many did you know all of the members of his family? Did you know? So if you never saw your husband mad, had you ever seen his children mad? Did you know his ex-wife well? Well,
that's one of the, and it goes back to, and if I said it again, that's one of the reasons why I fell in love with my husband, is because of the way I watched him take care of his family. And to me, that's when I knew. I said, this fella would give anybody the shirt off their back, and he wouldn't be, he wouldn't hurt anybody, because look at the way. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm saying there are going to be some cases where you don't know everything about people, but I also believe that especially nowadays there is a lack of getting. I'm talking to people who are married or who are engaged. You didn't have any clue? Well, nothing. Well, he would say this, but nothing. So with us, honestly, we pretty much know where we are all the time. It's not something that's a secret where I'm calling, I'm not getting you for hours or days, or you switching up on me, coming in at this time and not this time. If you get a clue, an inkling, investigate. Yeah. Some people don't want to mess it up. I know women who don't want to mess it up. If I ask too many questions, he say this and say that, this making me look. No, I don't care what it's making you look like when you dating somebody. If you want to ask that person they can take you or leave you, but investigate.
Well, I don't want to ask too many questions because I don't want to answer the same question I'm answering you because I'm not doing right. That happens in a lot of cases. But what are the non-negotiables? What are the deal breakers?
Nothing. It changes. Those things changes too. They change too.
Are there deal breakers before marriage?
I think before marriage you do have absolute. I wouldn't dare accept that because I really couldn't understand a lot of things. Some women would be like married for 70 years, but something crazy happened in the relationship. You're like, how did you stay? We have to evaluate again the sum total of what that marriage means, how much there is to lose or gain.
But I'm saying, like in dating or during engagement, are there deal breakers? You see, there are no deal breakers once you're married, but in engagement or in dating,
let me switch that because I don't want nobody to think I'm saying there's no deal breakers. There are some things that you just don't allow anybody to do to you. So I'm not saying that.
What are the deal breakers in there?
You doing for me? Or for people? I can't speak for others. I never speak for others.
Talk about us. What's the deal breakers with us?
Deal breakers for me. I'm trying to see because I honestly have never had to deal with a lot with this one. So first of all, I feel like, of course, if somebody was abusive to a abusive, where it's just like, yeah, you don't let anybody beat you to the pulp or anything like that. So we're not gonna do that. I don't wake up with you standing over my head with a knife.
That's the vetting process.
You talking about before marriage?
Yes.
Before marriage.
Before you get married. It is either while you're engaged or while you're dating. Are they deal breakers? Are they, if you do this, I'm out?
Everybody's different though, hon.
I believe that there are definitely deal breakers
Yeah,
in dating
I
and
think it
engagement
should be.
because that's what that point is for. The engagement period
Yeah.
is
Right.
okay. We ain't because we could have went to the justice of the peace and got it
Mhm.
done. Now we're serious. Now we know what we're planning.
Because how are you
If I see this,
how are you vetting somebody cheating on them? How are you trying to reel somebody
hands on
in,
them.
putting hands on them?
people will people can fake only for so
Oh, he's
long.
changed. No, ma'am. No.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. People somehow, well, when we had kids, he left. Unless you had kids within the first weeks or months of got pregnant within the first weeks or months, within the time you are going, you should have noticed something in this person's character, what they do for a living, their relationship with their family. I mean, just even in their conversation. And what kind of questions are you asking if you don't know that?
Right. And again, you're going to meet people who are great people from broken homes, from this and that. But it's still up to you to investigate further. If this is happening,
Right.
let me now. Because you know what? Guess what? How do they treat their friends?
Mm-hmm.
How they treat their pastor. There's somebody in their lives, people in their lives that you can look at. Is he the type of friend that tells another friend, oh, yeah, I'll be there in 20 minutes. Oh, I know you upset. I'll be there in 20 minutes. And then he watching the game. And you say, didn't you say you was going to see your friend in 20 minutes? Forget that, man. Those are clues. You may look at it and laugh. Oh, ha, ha, ha. He said, forget that. But this is somebody he's under all the time. Talking about, this is my boy. But his boy called with a real problem and he just blew it all. Guess what?
Or
he going to probably do that to you.
I told you one thing and did another. I told you I was going to be there in a minute, and I had no intention. See, those are the things that you're looking for. You're like, wait a minute, you just lied for nothing,
for no reason.
Okay, checkpoint. But now I believe once you have vetted the person, and once you have taken the duty, and especially once parenting has become involved. You should, if you had not done that homework, the rest of the misery that you have is your fault.
Yeah, that's true.
Because now I done connected you to my family, me to yours. The kids are invested in us, and because we didn't do this right, now we upset. Now we want to go separate ways, but we got all these other people connected to it. No, you got to fit. Now at that point, you got to put your thinking caps on. And there are no deal breakers now.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying when you all have time together and they have made you into a person that you like.
Yes, that's a whole other.
I can't pay you for that, so I can't leave you for anything. Then at that point, it's no. We just gonna have to figure it out.
That's why some people that you see that have been married and you're like, oh, he cheated on you, girl. They've been married 30 or 40 years. I couldn't understand that. But when you've been married to somebody for so long, and it's so many things like kids, families. You got aging parents now, and that's their support. It's a lot. So that goes into a lot. But in the dating process, when women, please, ladies, stop telling me you want a husband. And you tell me you meet somebody, and then 3 days later, you done told me you slept with that man, and he been in your house, and you done bought him some clothes. And please stop. Don't tell it to me if you're going to tell me that. Please don't tell me you want a husband. And you met the man at the Parks Mall 4 days ago. Okay, you took him to your house. Y'all slept together, and at the next day you was buying him gym shoes at the Park Mall. Then you can't understand why he was only coming by when you was buying him something. You started it off like that.
But if I don't know what a husband is,
that's
a husband just may be male attention in a lot of people's mind.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Well, that's why we're talking about it. Right. That's why we're talking about it, and we'll continue to talk because my husband has an investment especially to our race and our black women. We are just getting married at alarmingly low rates. I talk to y'all all the time, so I know you want to get married. That's what's coming out of your mouth. That's what's coming out of your mouth and your heart. But that's not what's showing in your issues. Now, some people may say, "Why are you blaming women?" I'm not. I'm telling you who I talk to. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm saying the people who I talk to who want to get married. It's not about the blame. It's about if you're telling me as a woman, because that's who I'm talking to. I'm not talking to unmarried men.
Now you tell me.
I'm not talking to unmarried men. I don't know.
Now
I try not to
me.
talk to unmarried men. But I'm talking about the women that I talk to. So if it comes across that we bashing women, it's not that. It's not that. You asked me, being married 20 years plus, how do you, where's the good man? Where's the good men? How do you get a husband? How do you keep you asking me these things? So I'm telling you, it starts first within. You got to change the habits. Okay? You got to change them habits.
You attract you.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't find no good man, that should tell you I'm attracting me. I need to improve me to attract what I want. Now, that's another reason why I can't be that critical of her, because that's what I attracted. So, it is what it is, but you are 1,000% right, because I'm going to tell you, I hear all of that single mom and don't need a man. I have never met a single woman over 40 that has not told me that they wanted to be married.
Right.
And then they'll follow with it, but it ain't no good men out there, but it this, but it that, men don't do this, men don't do that. But I've never met any woman shacked up with a man say she don't want to get married. Now the men will come up with a whole bunch of, oh, well, it's the same thing, or she knows she don't want to get married either. I actually did that one time. There was some people who we were doing a live video, and the guy who was actually on the show, and he was saying him and his girl was cool. And I said, bro, I know too many black women. I don't believe that. And he said, no, she's cool with it. That's how we get down. I said, put her on.
Uh-oh.
And when she came on there, I said, sister, how old are you? She said she was 44 years old. I said, are you going to tell me that you never want to marry this man? Never. And if he asked you to marry him right now, you would say no. And she said, well, I mean, I would like to get married. And I'm like, see, brother, that's what you're telling yourself, because you're getting the milk. Right, you're getting the milk without buying the cow. And because she don't know no better, why she don't know at 40, I don't know. Well, we do know, but we can go back to the last video to find out why she don't know. But that was really problematic for me.
Exactly. So here's the deal, and that's with men and women. You train people how to treat you. Okay.
You show people how to treat you.
You show people how to treat you.
Because a lot of people don't treat themselves good.
So if you'll be amazed at how many people, if you say, oh no, I don't stand for that, they will keep coming back until they get it right. Okay, she don't stand for that. I really want her, so let me do this.
Especially men.
Yeah.
Men are the most, and Tamika was just saying this, and I'm like, I've been trying to tell you that. We are the most pat on the head, need an ego stroke type of people. If you want your man to do something, don't do no bunch of yelling. He do one thing. Oh my man, that grass look good. Oh, you will not have to say nothing about it. Wait, you got somebody. No one's to blame if you're really reflecting in work. No, baby, everybody to blame. That's another one of the things that people say. It's somebody's fault. Whatever the problem is,
right?
It's somebody's fault. The answer doesn't lie necessarily in the person whose fault it is.
Right.
But either I did something, she did something, or we disagree on something. but it's always somebody's fault.
But I'm saying
The
read the whole
resolution is always our responsibility.
right.
Either I'm tripping, either she's tripping, and you have to understand that, because I have to be able to say, I was tripping, I can't do that again.
But was she asking that, or that person asking that, saying that being single? So are you saying that
It's not all a gender thing. It's not clear in answer to your question.
okay?
It is a gender thing because women think emotionally, men think logically. Women invest in relationships, men invest in things. Men.
There is no coincidence. Years ago, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. That book was such a big success because I was talking to Darnell about this earlier. People can bend it how they want. I'm sorry, I've been a female a long time and been dealing with males a long time, and I'm a nurse. Genders are different. Even in my line of work, my females that I have to deal with are different, and my males that I have to deal with are different. And so this is the problem. This is why marriages do not last today. Back in the day, we did teach gender roles, but you have marriages that lasted longer. Now everybody talking about, oh, it don't matter. It does.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
And here she's saying, I'm saying as single men and women, you stop blaming someone for why you're single.
Yes, that's
men aren't single. Right. That's the point. Our sisters are.
That's all we're saying.
That's the point.
Yes.
Everybody's trying to make this an even conversation. This is outcome determinative. There is no emergency in unmarried black men. There is an emergency in unmarried black women. We need to stop making this an even balancing scale of, well, nobody's wrong, and this is this. You have a problem. This group right here has a very unique outcome as to where they're not being protected.
Wait a minute, honey. What people are hearing, what you're hearing is we're blaming women. We are not. We're saying there is an issue with black women not being married. And that's protected.
If the marriage gives you support. If there's something you don't know, that's your backup. That's your reinforcement. That's somebody if you get sick, if you lose a child, if you lose your job, if you start to lose your mind, you have a line of defense to take you to ask the questions at the doctor when you forget.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So, but let me speak again to the situation, because again, a lot of people aren't hearing it, and sometimes you have to slow down and let people hear it. It's not about gender roles, this or that. It's about the facts. The facts is what we're saying. Our black women are not being married. They want to be married. I talked to so many of them that want to be married. Black men are getting married. They're getting married. Black women aren't. So slow down and don't just hear blame. We're trying to find out, how do we get our black women married? That's what we want to know. We want to shift it, because I'm concerned, my husband's concerned, he has a black woman as a daughter. So we're concerned. Where is the mindset of people nowadays that black people, period, used to get married at higher rates than anybody? They got married during slavery. They got married when Jim Crow, when marriage was illegal. They were getting married. What happened? So people have to stop buying into or try everything. The first thing to say, well, it's nobody's fault. We're not talking about fault. We're talking about, let's take it back. Let's rewind it and find out how come black women were protected and married and all of that back in the day, because it's not like we don't want to. It would be one thing if I'm sitting up here talking about, oh, black women aren't married. and they just didn't want to. That's fine. If you don't want to be married, that's fine. But I talked to too many black women who do.
I don't know
So
if I've talked to any that
No, I haven't. I haven't.
Right. And so,
even if they want to be married.
But now, that does not mean, and again, you got to watch the whole video. You got to watch all the videos. The people to fix this problem will be black men because of all of the things that we already talked about in the last video as to why this has become ingrained in our society that black women are moving that way. The people that are going to, so if the problem is in this group, they're not going to be able to fix it because that's where the problem is. We are going to have to be more patient as black men. Mm-hmm. We are going to have to be more productive because that's what black women are looking for. Okay, we're going to have to be more productive. We cannot just say one job is enough. I cut the grass and that's all I'm gonna do. We're gonna have to wash dishes. We're gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to be understanding because we're going to have to educate ourselves on why our black women are functioning this way. So I'm less mad at you if I know what the problem is. And I have to say, I'm making a cognizant effort, not to just find love, but to find love in my community first. And so that's what I'm saying. The problem may lie here. The responsibility of fixing it may not.
And also getting back into saying, well, it's no one's fault. Different. Okay, look at this. There's an alarming rate of women. I have to say black women because that's
what we're talking about.
An alarming rate of black women raising sons. I know a single black women. I know a single lady right now.
Period.
It's
still a problem with daughters.
It is. But see, right now, just that's why I'm switching it. Okay, I may know how halfway to tell my daughter how to be a lady.
Oh, you definitely
how to do this.
You're an expert. Yeah.
I can't tell my son how to be a man. And do you think that has no bearing on why ain't no so-called good men? Well, you got somebody that might be more emotional because we women, sometimes we get more emotional. So I'm raising a son that's extremely emotional. Sometimes we look at our men and we go, you're just not emotional. Sometimes they can't be. Sometimes my husband got to be thinking logically. He can't be crying. I'm crying. He can't be crying too. He got to be like, okay, I need you. You cry.
Somebody got to drive the car. Right.
So, yeah, you can say it's nobody's. There are gender roles, whether people want to believe it or not.
Whose responsibility is for you to be happy?
It's just your own responsibility.
Then it's your fault if you ain't.
Yeah.
Once you start there, that's called accountability. Mm-hmm. If my life didn't turn out the way I intended, it don't have nothing to do with my childhood. It don't have nothing to do with the man that didn't promote me. It didn't have nothing to do with whatever break I didn't get. It's my responsibility to chase my happiness because it's me.
And piggybacking off of what he said again, because I'm always here to kind of smooth it down. He'll give it to the point and I'll come and smooth it down. Again, that's our roles. He's going to give it to you straight. I'm going to smooth it down a little bit. It's not saying that when you go through things as a child, it does not affect you, but it is your responsibility to fix it before you bring somebody else into the mess. That's all I'm saying.
Or you still have to be happy.
Yeah.
If something happened to you in your childhood, bless that person that did it, right?
Yeah.
Or if you had a marriage before and it didn't work out right, bless that marriage and whatever happened. But I still have to respond. You had a marriage before ours. It did not go the way that you had hoped. You said, I still want to be married. I still want it to be good. This is my responsibility.
But I could not bring that other mess into what's here now. I couldn't. And so that's the thing. But guess what? Before I got married again, I had to fix that. I had to fix myself. So I couldn't go into this thinking he was the same way, or if he did something that reminded me of it, then I was just like going crazy. I had to fix that. So again, when you are dealing with people, he's just not this, he can't bring that into it. Work on yourself and what you bring to that table. I'm telling you.
But at the same time,
what?
As a man, When you're going through a vetting process too, when you know she's had this marriage with a guy that didn't pay the bills or was violent or whatever, you have to reassure her that that's not the case. You're always on your hustle. You're because it's going to be over time, because that's been put in her mental Rolodex, something that she has to protect herself against. You have to illustrate to her that was then. This is why you can be comfortable, because of my consistency and my presence and my productivity now. And so she's not doing it on her own. I have to have that responsibility, but that's the vetting process to let me know what I have to provide. So it's a give and take, and that's why Black men are going to have to be what fixes our problems with Black women. For whatever reason, all the reasons that we ran over, and I don't want to make the same videos over and over again. The more educated we become as Black men and find out the importance of investing in our Black women, because those are our aunts, our grandmothers, our mothers, our sisters, our daughters, our cousins, our friends. These are our people. So
we got to get back. I was watching something the other day, and I'm not good with quoting stuff, but I was watching someone the other day say how Black people, we used to have villages of people. We had our aunties that lived nearby. We had blocks. Most people I knew back in the day, the whole block was your family.
Segregation had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, they came along.
Because all Black folks was.
That's why knowing your history is really good, because if you don't know where you came from, you don't know where you're going. This world has broken that up. Everybody wants their own. They want to be by themselves. The aunties aren't talking to the nieces and the cousins and the nephews. Nobody's talking to our girls. Nobody's telling. I had my grandma. She used to tell me when my grandfather would come in, he would be talking so good. And we loved my grandfather, but he might be saying anything, just ranting. And I would get mad saying, Grandpa just in there ranting. She said, honey, don't worry about it. He's doing what he's supposed to do. Let him rant. Go in there and turn that pot on so he can get them greens and cornbread. He'll be all right after he eat. But she was giving you that little nudge on what to do. People aren't doing it now. You're hearing men ain't this and women ain't this. And it's just so much talking against one another instead of promoting families, healthy togetherness. Everybody now talking about, just partners, just this. You don't need to be with anybody. You be girl, you got yourself.
I think it's happened so long in our community. You're seeing grandmothers, daughters, and granddaughters all acting the same.
Right. You don't know who's who.
Grandma got on the same clothes that mama and granddaughter is trying to wear.
Grandma got the same clothes on the daughter.
Yeah, because grandma's 60. Daughter is 40. Granddaughter's 20.
Well,
and they got the same hairstyle, same, and it's like, if we're kind of living the same lives,
nobody
got a man.
Nobody gives,
Who's the anchor to togetherness, to union, to safety, to it's
not a lot of that,
right? Women and men throughout history have been beneficial to each other. To not have one, you're going to lose them. Just most people don't have both of their parents. I have both of my parents. I'm very fortunate, and my parents have been married since before I was born. If I erased half of everything my dad told me, I don't know what kind of person I would be. Or if I erased, all of what my mother told,
right.
And that's what we're dealing with. So I really think that it is it's a serious situation that our women can't hear this message
without
because of the social.
taking it personal.
Yeah, you know,
it's personal. I watched the lady. I think what really turned me. I watched the lady hold her baby son in her arms. She was rocking her baby son and looked me in my eye and said, "Men ain't shit." And I just looked at her. You are holding your son.
Where's that situation going?
So I don't think we think about it like that. You're holding your son, talking about men ain't shit. Now come on. So no, we gotta change it. And so just a little bit at a time, all we can do is keep the conversations going about it. And if anybody wants to chime in and let us know, what they think about, some more married couples want to chime in and just talk about what they think, where they are on the structure of marriage today.
Do you think we should invite some other married couples so it doesn't seem to be one-sided, like just our just our opinion? Because they may say, I'm influencing you or you're influencing me.
When all we trying to do is just save marriages, we trying to grow,
create them,
create marriages. We trying to grow black love.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to see all the black people married, happy, because it is. I'm gonna tell you, and this is for every community. It's just nothing feels better to me, even when this one gets on my nerves, honey. On my nerves. I'm just kidding.
I don't think you can do that on the internet.
Oh, I shouldn't. Okay. We might have to take that out. But when he gets on my nerves, still having someone, honestly, like your best friend who you can talk to about anything, and you know that it's going to stay within the walls of our life. Sometimes we just we can have a whole day. Sometimes we're just talking about things that have gone on in all these years of being married, everything that we've done with our families and children and events. Just to have somebody to reminisce with is amazing. It's like having in bed, what do you call it? A best friend that's always there. Let's see. We can talk about anything, and I don't have to worry about it going outside of these.
Well, not just that, just somebody that knows what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like your brother and sister. Like when you start talking about where you all grew up, you don't have to go through. Well, Gary, Indiana was like this, and it was this. But they already know,
we were there.
And you're like, oh, you remember? Yeah. Well, it's the same thing when you look over and I don't have to. My son is Mark Williams, and you already know, and that's that. Like, and the example I use is when my brother passed away, and my parents just kind of just melted together because it was like I don't have to explain, I don't have to pour my heart out. You know him, you feel it. I don't have to say nothing. Just all we got to do is that they told me they was just would lay in the bed and hold hands.
Yeah.
And that was nothing needed to be said. And people deserve it. And what really, really put in my mind, other than my research, and I'm seeing this, in my research, when my grandmother got sick, and my grandmother was in her 90s. Now, my grandfather was a wonderful, wonderful provider. One thing she was not worried about was money. She had resources and everything, but time is time, and her health began to fade. But she had us, her grandkids, with a structure that she had it first class and fun, not just taken care of. We had fun. That lady laughed until her last day. And that's the protection I'm talking about.
Yeah. And going back to when you say protection from her husband taught his grandchildren that work ethic that they have. They have great work ethic. Great, I'm gonna make sure to take care of my family. My brother-in-law is the same way.
Mhm.
He's going to take care of his family. My husband is going to take care of his family no matter what. And Grandpa Garfield put that in them.
Oh, yeah.
So it just goes down and down. That's why it's so important.
That was his
Now, I'm not saying if you don't ever get married, oh gosh, life is bad. I'm saying, why shouldn't you have the desires of your heart? They're there.
And as much this conversation is about educating our Black men, because if we're getting married, we're not thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're not affected by it, we're not thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And now, perhaps some brothers will go, whoa, wait a minute. So even if, I'm married, maybe, or, I need to look at our society different and
Mm-hmm.
be a lot more supportive of our Black women and letting them know it's okay to want to be married, and it's okay that there is a struggle,
Mm-hmm.
and it's okay to say I don't want to be alone.
Right. It's all right.
And,
You
yeah.
don't have to be
Right. We
strong.
don't have to come up with a spinoff
Right.
of I'm strong Black. I don't need no, and I don't have to settle, and I don't have to put.
Mhm.
Everybody settles, and guess what? Somebody gonna settle for you. This is what it is.
About settling, but
Well, I'm saying
and there's somebody for everybody. Yeah.
it's somebody for
You don't wanna
everybody,
settle,
and at some
but-
point, no matter how great you are, when you're at your worst, I got to put up with that. You know what that is? That's settling. You go, well, yeah, she do this, but you know what I'm saying? That's settling.
Yeah, but when you get them at first, don't settle now.
No. They earn
I'm
the
saying,
settle.
see this one.
They earn the settle. That's what
They
I'm
need
talking
to
about.
earn the settle.
Oh, you got to earn the settle. But and also
You don't want to
that's-
mix it up.
and that's why men can earn grace by being productive, by being patient, by being, when you become an asset to somebody, people don't like losing assets. People get rid of somebody in a minute if you're not an asset to them.
Mhm.
But when you are an asset to them, not just even monetarily, because the women get the money when they get rid of you. They get the money. It's child support or what's it called? Alimony.
Cheaper to keep them.
Yeah. So yeah, they can get that. But when you make them feel
You're
like they want to feel, that Maya Angelou said, people forget what you did for them. People will forget what you said to them, but people will never forget how you made them feel.
Yeah.
When you make somebody feel like they like themselves better because of your influence, they will keep you around. They will do that. And our men are going to have to step up. We're going to have to
Change
hold
the
through
narrative. Mm-hmm.
all of these decades of damage that's made our women feel that it's okay to be alone, and that it's not okay to say I don't want to be alone, or that I'm scared, or it's but we all have to look at the problem and realize it is one.
Mm-hmm. That's the truth.
And just
And don't take it personal. Look at your facts. These are things that anybody can look up. This statistics on marriage, who's getting married, who's not getting married, where the danger lies. Okay, so look it up for yourself and know that there is an issue. So okay, you don't like the way we said, fix it, figure it out. Start trying to figure it out. Don't just say, oh, that's just like I said, I want to be a nurse, but I'm just gonna sit here. No.
Like I said, join the conversation.
Join the conversation.
What we're trying to do is start the conversation. So, put it in the comments. Okay, it's just time to end the live. She's getting bored.
I'm not.
But again, like, share, subscribe. Thank you, Mrs. Bolton, again.
Thank you, Mr. Bolton.
For coming in and giving us your wisdom. And I'm sure we're going to get some interesting responses
We hope so.
to this one. All right.